Hello Wolfpack, welcome back to another Bitcoin video. I'm getting the background sorted out soon. I had a background in my old place about 2 months ago, but I had to move due to unexpected circumstances. And so I'm back in business here, going to get that sorted out very shortly. But regardless of that, we'll talk about Bitcoin today. And Bitcoin, obviously, you probably looked at the charts this morning, has broken out of the thing that I told you to be looking out for. I told you to look out for this RSI ascending triangle formation. We've come up and we've broken it to the upside, regardless of the fact that we saw a gravestone doji candle yesterday, which was incredibly bearish. It's one of the most bearish candles you can get, generally a sign of reversal. We have managed to power through, and not only have we closed above 23.8k, but we've actually come up and closed above 24.2k, which is a kind of minor resistance zone just above 23.8k. And so we've cleared that range now. Now, what I would say is this, and what I would remind you of is this as well. I've said that buying Bitcoin upon the daily candle close above 23.8k was a great idea. And so you should have a Bitcoin bag at an average price of around 23.9k at this point, because that's where the daily candle closed. But what I would say is that I wouldn't be buying any more Bitcoin until we actually close above this major downtrending yellow line. That's when I'd stack up on some more Bitcoin. And obviously as well, I would like to say that I'm also going to be selling my Bitcoin at a retest of 28.6k. And if we break above 28.6k, I will rebuy that. Now, why am I saying that? Why 28.6k? What's so important about it? 28.6k, you guys know this already, is the major macro support zone for the 2020 and 2021 bull market. It's also where the bull market support band is lining up for a major resistance zone. And so breaking above that would completely flip the entire macro structure and make us ultra bullish on Bitcoin. So just to clarify, right, I will not be buying any more Bitcoin. I already have Bitcoin, but I will not be buying any more Bitcoin until we break that major downtrending yellow line. If we do, by some, some move here, if we do come back down and close below 23.8k again, and we lose that support zone, I will sell all my Bitcoin like that, because that would be indicative of a large correction on the way. What we do have to remember, yeah, we've broken down the RSI, yeah, we've been moving up. But what we do have to remember is we are technically in an ascending wedge formation here. I don't think this channel is particularly valid at this point. This is an ascending wedge formation, right? That is a bearish formation, right? Yes, it can break to the upside. It certainly can break to the upside. And hey, it might, given how the macro is looking right now. But if we lose 23.8k, that will basically mean we'll break to the downside. And that will basically mean, as per a regular measured move, that will be going down for at least another retest of like 19.6k, right? And look, honestly, I could see that happening. Now, look, it's hard for me to say, oh yeah, that's going to happen, that's likely to happen, because a lot of this is indicative on the macro situation, is reliant on the macro situation. And the macro situation, of course, being the S&P 500, it's of course being interest rates, and of course being inflation. Now, the S&P 500 has broken a critical level as well. This is a red resistance box. It's been flipped. I'm going to make it green now just to, kind of indicate that's a support zone now. But we are coming up on a major, a speculative downtrending resistance line. And look, it would be reasonable to expect some sort of rejection off of that, at least for the short term, come back down to the green box and then break it up later. That's probably what I would expect if I was going based off TA alone. But it's pretty clear this chart isn't really determined by TA at this point. It's determined by the rapidly shifting macro. But it would be interesting, and it is interesting, that this downtrending macro line, right, this major resistance line on the S&P 500 probably lines up pretty well with the downtrending major line on Bitcoin. And so it would be interesting to see, hey, maybe Bitcoin and the S&P 500 will reject off of their respective macro lines at the same time. And yeah, maybe it won't go back down to the lows, but maybe it will just lead to a substantial correction for another few weeks of consolidation down at lower prices. It's very possible, and I think that it's very logical to get out of this frame of mind that just because we're going up, it's automatically super bullish. It's like, yes, like there's no denying this has been relatively bullish price action, but we do have to remember the objective realities of the situation. And yes, I'm saying this from a position of someone who's holding Bitcoin as well. We are in a ascending wedge. We are coming up a major resistance on both the S&P and Bitcoin, and we do need to be a little bit cautious about that. Not necessarily because we'll go back down to 17k, but because we might see a substantial 10 to 15% correction, maybe a little bit more, right? And, would that be over in about a month after that? Yeah, probably would. It probably would, and we'll probably just go up afterwards. But just be cautious there. We still are in a bear market, right? That's worth remembering. 28.6k breaking, that would confirm we're out of the bear market. Until that point, we're in a bear market. And this is what I've been saying on Twitter as well regarding altcoins. Now, I can bring up the total cryptocurrency market cap, just for fun here. We can see that's actually coming up on a macro resistance line as well. If we bring up the daily chart, we've got, again, so that's Bitcoin, the S&P, and the total cryptocurrency market cap all coming up on major resistance zones at the same time. At some point you have to kind of understand that, you can't just keep going up forever. Yes, we can start an upwards trend. We can come down and form a higher low, but, realistically, are we just going to keep doing this? No, we're not. We're not going to keep going up forever in this formation. In fact, we're getting very, very low on fuel here. You can kind of tell if you go to the Binance chart and you look at something like the volume, and we can bring it up. I haven't actually looked at this before, but let's just see. Yeah, so volume's decreasing in the upwards trend. It's what I would expect, generally speaking. And look, if you actually draw a line from the start of this range all the way down, you can see it's a strong, sharp decrease in volume, which means the interest in buying at these prices is becoming less and less by the day, basically, right? So yeah, the price is still moving up because there's still that bullish momentum and there is much bearish strength, but there's less and less bullish momentum per day. So yeah, I would say that it is probably relatively likely that we do see a little small rejection off that macro uptrending line. Will it take us down to the bottom? Probably not, probably not, but it will be a correction in my opinion. And I think they'll be interested to see. Now, look, on the 3-day chart, this is another interesting thing that's worth considering for the bullish argument. We have a 3-day RSI downtrending resistance line, and we haven't closed the candle yet, but we're in the process of breaking that. And if we close above, say, 24.2K or something, that would be a break of that downtrending RSI line, and that would lead to a breakout of the actual price line as well. So that's something worth keeping an eye on. If you haven't got that RSI line charted in, I highly recommend you do that. That's very important that you do that. So yeah, look, that's basically it for Bitcoin. If we go back to a daily chart, I suppose we can see if we can find any more things to look at. Volume's looking a little bit different on Bitstamp. There's really not much else. I mean, on the weekly chart, if we go to the weekly, let me get a weekly Bitcoin chart up 1 second. What we can see is that we have about 24 hours. So the daily candle will be closing very shortly, right? 24 hours, the weekly candle will be closing very shortly. 24 hours until the weekly candle close, it would be incredibly ideal if we close that weekly candle above 23.8K, and that's another thing we should be watching going into that. So without further ado, guys, I'll end it there. Thanks for watching. I'll look at a few things before I end it off, though. Namely, Wolves of Crypto VIP. Go to my YouTube homepage, click the join button, and you can gain access to Wolves of Crypto VIP membership, where we get exclusive videos for the VIP members. Those videos being actual trading setups rather than just random Bitcoin videos. So, profitable trading setups. I give you the plan, I give you stop loss, entry, targets, whatever. And then we've got prioritized reply to comments, a 2-hour lecture on market psychology that's exclusive to the VIP members, and an exclusive Telegram group access where you can discuss your charts and discuss whatever's going on in crypto with VIP members. We've got about 200 members there, so go ahead and join up to that if you're interested. Then we've got BitGet Exchange. Now, this is an exchange I've been partnered with for about 3-4 months. I genuinely do like this exchange. I found this exchange, they did not find me. I actually reached out to them for a partnership because I genuinely like what the exchange is, how it works, how it functions. Why do I like it? Well, it's got non-KYC on an individual level, which means it's semi-decentralized on an individual level, which is what crypto is meant to be. It's also got half the fees of Binance, and it's got no exchange-driven liquidation wicks, which means everything you get liquidated from will be natural price action. The exchange has actual systems in place to prevent exchange-driven wicks. Binance doesn't even have that, right? Which is incredibly useful as a trader. If you're in the market for long periods of time, you're really going to need that. Because if you're in the market, for example, if you're on like a 3-week long position on Binance, there's like a 50% chance you'll get stopped out from a random wick that's not even real, right? It's a Binance wick. So that's deadly. So sign up to BitGet using my referral link in the description below to support the channel and give yourself access to the reward center that is on the BitGet Exchange. And then we've also got the Crypto Academy. This is a company created by myself and Megawell Crypto, where we teach people how to become traders. As per the name, become a trader. We're teaching people how to do technical analysis, teaching people how to use an exchange, how to enter positions, how to analyze market patterns, indicators, candlestick formations, how to have a profitable mindset, market psychology kind of stuff, and how to manage your risk and find trades as well, which is very important. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, we've got 59 students. You can become the 60th. Chuck us an email here at cryptoacademycourses@gmail.com, and we'll get back to you with a video explaining it in more proper detail. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks, guys.